Morning, folks. Give me a second to get Facebook on board. How are we all this morning? I hope we're well. Right, that's Facebook public. Good morning, all. How are we all today? Interesting Prime Minister's questions yesterday, especially when Keir Starmer was asked about an ongoing genocide, and he refused to recognise it as a genocide, even though he's a human rights lawyer and he's quite aware of what there is in Article 2 and Article 4 of the Genocide Convention. Article 2 is specifically, there's no numbers on the amount of people being killed. It's about intent. And it's quite clear by the rhetoric of the politicians in Israel that they're intent on genocide. But it was interesting to watch the Prime Minister of this disunited kingdom deny what is clearly in front of all our faces, and which has been clearly stated by politicians in Israel, that they intend to eradicate them all, the so-called human animals. Anyway, that's us up there at 50 marks, so let's get this broadcast underway. In the truck, Davey, out the truck, not home in his office in Southern North Lancashire, where I always am these days. And the weather, it's a lovely, clear, sunny morning, 6 degrees, with a high for today expected to be as high as 10 to 12 degrees. Not bad for the middle of November. Nearly taps off, for fuck's sake. Right, what we got today? Well, first up is the National, and I'll stick it up. The National. There we go. And the National has BBC accused of whitewashing of coverage of surgeon's Gaza testimony. And this was a surgeon who gave testimony in a Common Select Committee where he described the horrors of being in Gaza and the fear of the drones, because the drones are shooting children. So whoever's flying the drones, and the drones have the capabilities to fire ammunition, and they're seeking out children and killing them, according to this surgeon. The main headline is, and then there were three. MPs Gethens and Duggan joined Flynn with bid to run for Holyrood. It also says that Michael Matheson is unlikely to be re-selected. And the National claims they have the views of SNP members, and they have the comments of their columnist, Leslie Riddoch. Now, I don't know how I feel about them wanting to run for Holyrood. I don't know how I feel about them having two jobs at all. But it seems to be the thing down that road when you're an MP to have more than one job. Which makes the next headline really quite interesting, to be fair. And the next headline is in the Daily Mail. Here we go. The Scottish Daily fail. All aboard the SNP two-job gravy train. Why didn't I hear about the Tory party two-job gravy train? Why didn't I hear about the Labour Party two-job gravy train? But apparently the SNP have a two-jobs gravy train. Ah well, here we go. Now, if I remember right, Douglas Ross was an MP and an MSP at the same time. Where was the Conservative Party gravy train. Interesting. Right, here we go. Comedy gold at its best. Right, the Daily Record has firework terror kills baby panda. Now, apparently, the fireworks going off in Edinburgh were an English holiday. And I'll quantify that in a minute. Killed a rare baby red panda, scared it to death. Apparently, the wee thing was that frightened that it choked on its own vomit as it was in a panic and expelling everything from its body. Maybe it's time we here in Scotland put a head knocked this fucking Guy Fawkes shite in the head. When was Guy Fawkes again? 1618? Round about then. That would make it nearly a century before the fucking Union existed. Now, of course, you want to celebrate Davy's birthday on the 5th of November and set off fireworks. That's cool. That's pretty cool. But Guy Fawkes? Maybe if he'd have been fucking successful, this union wouldn't exist. Yeah, well, right, the Herald says hospices may turn patients away due to funding model. And what they're saying is that end-of-life facilities here in Scotland are cash-strapped and might have to turn patients away. Everybody's cash-strapped when it comes to public services. Right across the board. And it ain't going to get any better anytime soon. This extra 3.4 billion that's supposed to be coming up the road, we'll see what actually arrives. But it's not a patch on the 11.9% that's been cut to the Scottish budget since 2016. Right. The Scotsman has Bernadetti heartbreak over cuts to festival programme. And this is going to do with the Edinburgh Festival and the fact that arts funding, due to austerity and continued austerity, has been cut. And of course, pay rises in the public sector have been the heaviest toll on the Scottish Government's budget. But to be fair, had to be done. Wages have to catch up with cost of living. Has to be done. Because if they don't catch up with the cost of living, then this economy will continue to fail. Because no one will have any disposable income to spend into that economy. And as we keep explaining, it's a market economy. And if you don't have money to spend in the market, then the market fails. Simple as that. Right. The Sun runs on. A crime story. Right. And it says suspect stabbed wife as kids watched. Man in dock for murder and attempted murder on the Isle of Skye. What prompted this man to go visit bazookas, go mental? Found out his wife was at least flirting with 3 other men. At least flirting with 3 other men. What else he'd done? What her indiscretions were? Well, I'm not really into crime stories, so I didn't dig into it really, you know, get enough crime crap on the telly if you watch it. Inspector Morse and stuff like that. Shows you how long it's been since I watched the telly. Inspector Morse is the only thing that could come in my fucking mind. Right. The Times has businesses backlash over budget. And Trump and Biden meet at White House. I'll see if we get Times there. But I think there's a couple of other wee interesting things in the Times. Right. Business backlash over budget. And it says that shops say speed and scale of reforms will lead to customers paying higher bills and staff taking a hit. In other words, they won't be employing because of this budget. But we knew that was going to happen. But we'll see how it goes. Because what we do know is that every time there is a fiscal change by a government, the first people to scream about it are business and commerce, followed by those who have got a few quid and stand to have to pay a wee bit more in tax. So the economy wasn't going anywhere anyway. There is no growth in this economy. Nobody's got disposable income. So there is no growth. We Mrs. McGumpher's no buying a new telly or a new carpet. No happening. Right, the Telegraph has put this one up, I think. I think I'll go to the Telegraph. Definitely get a star for you to do, folks. No, I've not got the Telegraph. What's the Telegraph going on? That is a police's appalling attack on freedom of speech. And this is about the Telegraph columnist Alison Pearson, who got a visit from the Metropolitan Police down that road in London over some year-old tweets, apparently. Now the Telegraph changed the story and tell us she doesn't know why she was spoken to by the police. But apparently the police are trying to shut up this woman, Alison Pearson. Must have something interesting to say. Now, an interesting thing on the second image, which was on the Telegraph, and that was of Trump and Biden meeting in the White House. Now, Joe Biden looked quite happy and congenial. Trump looked bored, as if he didn't want to be there. But Trump's made some interesting appointments, which we'll talk about a wee bit more in this programme, and we'll probably talk a bit more about in the Two Davies this afternoon. Now, but out with these headlines that I've got up today, there's one story that's really important in the press over the last 24 hours, and that is The Guardian. The Guardian newspaper has shut its Twitter accounts, or X accounts, stating that it's not a place they want to be anymore because of the bile that's on it. And let's face it, since Elon Musk took over Twitter and renamed it X, it has become a sewer of extremist ideals. It is not a pleasant place. I suggest you don't go there, folks. Stick to Facebook or Blue Sky or whatever the new ones are out there. But stay away from X. Let's hit Musk where it matters, and it's in poker. Alright. Right, the eye says. I'll put it up. I think I've got the eye. Nope, the eye either. The eye says Labour to miss new homes pledge, says officials leading the plan. And this is Home Builders England, they're a sort of home builders association, and they're saying that there's absolutely no chance of 1.5 million new social and affordable homes being built in this parliament, and they reckon it will take at least 2 parliaments to achieve the goal of 1.5 million new homes. 1.5 million. The way people are flooding into the UK right now, they're going to need more than that. They better just initiate a building programme and just start fucking going and keep going. Because the population is still expanding. The indigenous populations of England, Wales and Northern Ireland and Scotland are shrinking because we're aging and not having as many kids. But people don't have big families when you've no fucking money. So we're importing more and more workers. And because we're out with the EU, we're importing them from further afield at a rate of something like 700,000 a year. So take in the indigenous people's needs and the needs of these 700,000 people that we're bringing in every year. Going to need more than 1.5 million. That's for fucking sure. 2 years and that housing stock's gone. That housing stock is gone at that rate of bringing people in. But we do need to bring that many people in because circumstances are so bad here that our children are just not having fucking children. Right. Now this one I do have. This is the Metro. And if I don't have it, I'm going to go and get it. But I'm sure I'll put the Metro up. Okay, I've got it now. And so that. Go back to screen share. I'm going to put this one up, then I'm going to increase the size of it, folks. Shock appointment to lead world's biggest military. Trump's defence chief as TV host. Now, but look into the background of this guy. Pete. Can't remember what his second name is off the top of my head now. Anyway, Pete Hegseth. Pete Hegseth, Fox News correspondent. Anti-woke champion. He wants Israel to annex Gaza and the West Bank and the south of Lebanon. And he's ex-military himself. He served in the National Guard. He was a major in the National Guard. And he served in Iraq and Afghanistan, apparently. But if we look at the image, this guy's picture, very Putin-esque, with some pretty stunning looking crosses on his chest. Interestingly arranged. I'm sure I've seen that in red, representing the blood cross on KKK outfits. But it also looks a bit like the Eisenzeit. That was a German medal that we called the Iron Cross. It's actually the Iron Time, which was commissioned in 1813 by, was it Frederick? Something like that. Anyway, it also very much resembles that Iron Cross, which, as we know, in the 30s became a symbol of the Nazis. And this is a guy that wants the genocide in Israel completed. He wants the Palestinian people eradicated, or he wants them ejected. And his message to the people of Palestine is, move out or die. Oh dear. A bit like the new Israeli ambassador that Trump's appointed. He's a hardcore Zionist. And he wants Israel to wipe the Palestinian human animals, as they call them, off the earth. So much for Trump going to stoke wars. Oof. Which brings us back to the old Chinese curse. May you live in interesting times. But, as I say, that's very reminiscent of the blood cross, which is sewn into KKK robes, and of the Iron Cross. Pretty frightening. Now, you can look that stuff up yourself. And because we always like to end on a smile, folks, we've got the star of the day. I love the star. And yesterday we had the boffin nest. Today we have a boffin. Let's stick this star up and see what ridiculousness the star's got for us today. Because we all need a little smile as we endure this disunited kingdom. And the stars go. At last, top boffin confirms it's not a disgusting habit like what some miserable people say it is. Like what some miserable people say. Wonderful stuff. Whittle in the shower to save the planet. So there we go. We've got a boffin telling us it's alright to piss in our feet in the shower. Unless, of course, you're bathing with a friend. Then that would be pretty rude, wouldn't it? So, save water, bathe with a friend. And if you're not bathing with a friend, piddle on your feet, it'll save the planet. You've got to love the star. The star is immense. Brilliant. And I like a good boffin. Can't beat a good boffin. Reagan elite. Brilliant stuff. Now, if it wasn't for the star, folks, it would be all fucking doom and gloom. Thanks, DJ. That's the price of the star, is it? The star is that is the publication for here and for our times, because that's how silly and ridiculous things have become. Thanks, Alistair, for sticking Reagan's channel into the comments. Folks, Reagan Elite, Big Man Studios. I believe the young fella that is the Angry Pagan's got a channel on the go of the new. And Maximilian Ropes, they're all great channels. Kevin, what's a golden shower? I think you've been watching too much dodgy TV, sir. Get yourself down that church and ask for forgiveness. You've been boffining all morning, have you, Henry? You can't beat a good boffin. Right, off yous all go, get in the shower, wiggle on your feet to save the planet. Boffin and the star says that's the thing to do. Look after each other. And for those of you who are coming back this afternoon, I'm looking into something that I might ask you today. But I'll get back to it right after this broadcast, because I need to check out a few things in the Geneva Convention. And then I might ask you a favour. And it will include going out. This isn't a keyboard warrior favour. This is an in-face favour. But as I say, I'll look a wee bit more into it before the Two Davies this afternoon. I'm going to make a couple of phone calls. And if I get the replies I want, I might ask you to do something for me. Okay, doesn't involve money, but it does involve effort. See you all at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Have a nice day. Bye for now.